Hello again from my front porch. It is middle of the week here now, the first full work week of the new year, 2018. Woo! It's hard to believe it's 2018 already. Wow. It's hard to believe it's January already. It's hard to believe it's the first full. Anyway, it's hard to believe. It's actually a little bit warm here in Iowa today. I think right now here this morning it's 35, 36 degrees. So lately that's a heat wave. And in fact, I'm gonna turn the camera here. I hope you'll be able to see the front yard. You'll be able to see just how little snow there currently is right now. So here, let's give this a turn so you can see all the way out through the front porch there. See, can you see out there where there's hardly any snow? That it's all nicely white out there, or not white out there, which I like, the little bit of white. However, this is going to be a short-lived opportunity because from what I understand, by tonight we'll be getting more snow, and then they're predicting snow tomorrow on Thursday, and so it's a little nice to have a little bare ground and some bare pavement and stuff again, but don't get too attached, Paul. It's going to go away fast. So anyway, that's the weather report from Iowa today. All right, today's episode I'm going to do something a little bit different. This episode is only for the men. We're going to have some guy talk now, and women, you're welcome to keep listening if you wish to, but I'm giving you fair warning up front that we're going to be talking about bathroom stuff for men. And so if that bothers you, if you think that would be offensive to you, or you think it's going to be a problem for you, then please go ahead and stop watching this one. I don't want to get any complaints from anybody saying, that was you, I can't believe you did, because I'm giving you the warning right now to not listen. Now, I understand the way that we're wired. You know, most people, you say, do not listen, and what's the first thing you want to do? Definitely listen. But I'm telling you, this episode is targeted to me. I have some frustrations that I want to share to the fellow members of my gender, and so I'm gonna share some of those here now, and they are of the bathroom topic arena. And so again, you've been warned. If you keep listening, don't complain about anything you hear from this point on, because you've been warned. All right, so here we go. I don't consider myself to be, like a Felix Unger kind of, neat freak kind of person or anything like that. But I do think that there are times where common decency and common courtesy should prevail. And one of those places, men, is in the men's room, in the bathroom. Women are always complaining about some stuff that men do in the bathroom, and we blow it off as saying, women, and which by the way, as just an aside, I think that's dumb too. We shouldn't just dismiss someone's opinion because we don't like their gender or their skin color or their age or their orientation or whatever. You shouldn't just dismiss other people's comments because of a category that they are in. More often than not, let's face it, men, the reason we are dismissive when we hear things like that is because we don't want to be bothered with it. We're convinced that the way we do it is right, and we don't need anybody else telling us to do differently. Well, when it comes to bathroom stuff, guys, I'm going to tell you, some of you who think you're doing the okay stuff, you're wrong. And the experiences that I've encountered come from not just a private bathroom in a residence, but when you go out to businesses, restaurants, at work, sporting events, and public arena places, there's some things that I see rather consistently that just I do not understand, and today I'm going to vent my frustration with those. And guys, this one's for you. Let's start with the absolute most obvious issue that for whatever reason it seems that guys have a problem with, and that is this nifty little thing right here. See, when you have this happen, where there's hardly any toilet paper left in a roll, you should change it. Yeah, see, here, now watch. I want to show you something really quick. Okay, you see this? See this toilet paper that's almost out? Watch this. See how easy that was? Hardly took any time at all. But for some reason, guys, just we like to run out the toilet paper and then just leave the room. It's like that's the next person that comes in and wants to use the toilet, they're left with this. Now, you say, well, but they can grab the stuff and put it on just as well. True, they can. But you see, here's where the whole being considerate of other people comes in. See, I'm not trying to be crude in this video. So forgive me if I skirt that boundary a bit. But you got to talk about some stuff in order to be able to deal with these topics. But see, at the point that you're leaving the bathroom and you're leaving the toilet paper like this, whatever you went in there for, you're done. You have found relief, and you're not in any hurry. You're not under any pressure. The next person that comes in, they're starting at that point, and they have this. The last thing they want to be messing with at that point is trying to figure out where is the spare roll of toilet paper and how do I find more. That's you're putting them in a very, shall we say, uncomfortable situation. But seriously, it took hardly no time to switch that. So just switch it. Just do it. Now, I'm also a big fan of the toilet paper should come from the top as opposed to from behind. And so for me personally, changing the toilet paper roll is also my way of making sure that it's put on correctly too. But that's one thing that bothers me is when that toilet paper roll is, because it's not just the women who are benefiting from the full roll of toilet paper, guys. It's the next guy like myself who comes along. Now at work, I've noticed that some of the guys, they put in a kind of an attempt. See, at work, we have all those individually wrapped toilet paper rolls. And so there will be guys who, I'm guessing, because I've never seen them actually leave the room with us, but when you walk in and you see the toilet paper roll that's filled like this, and sitting on top of it is the wrapped toilet paper roll. So I guess that's kind of considerate, because at least they gave the next person what they need to be able to make the change themselves. But it's like, okay, you were so close. You correctly identified a fresh toilet paper roll needs to be there, and you brought it there, you put it right in the place where it's needed, and then you walked away. Why did you not just unwrap it and switch the roll? It doesn't take that long. All right, anyway, so that's the toilet paper roll thing. Okay, so now the next topic is probably of all the topics, it might be one of the more gross ones, but rightfully so. See, when a guy does his business and is able to do so standing, there is a stream of liquid that may spray. It may not necessarily go the direction that you initially wanted to, and even it may have some splatterback from the toilet bowl. And especially as guys get older too, and at the very end there might be some residual dribbling that happens at the finish line, if you get my drift. I say all of that simply to say, guys, lift the toilet seat before you stand there and do this, because all you're doing is leaving your urine residue all over the seat. The next person that's gonna come in, if they're not paying attention, or if they're in a hurry because they're just coming to do their business, they don't want to have to mess with wiping your urine off the toilet seat before they sit down. And even just wiping it off, and just wiping it off with a tissue, the toilet tissue, that's not even clean. That's just getting the moisture away. I mean, come on, that's so, yes, it is gross. It is extremely gross. It is, and it's so easy to avoid. Just lift the seat. It's not that hard. And women complain about this all the time, and rightfully so, because they don't need to be sitting in that. I don't want to be sitting in it either. I just don't. So lift the seat. It takes a second just to lift the seat. And then when you're done, put the seat back down. Again, it doesn't take a lot of effort. It's not like this is going to, drain the energy out of you for the day. It doesn't require you to turn in your man card. It's being considerate, because the next person comes rushing in there to use the bathroom. Again, if they're not completely paying attention because maybe it's an emergency. Again, I'm not trying to be gross, but this is reality. If they're in a hurry, they're more interested in getting themselves ready, to be in position than paying attention to whether the seat is down. I don't want to be putting my rear end into the toilet bowl because some jerk before me couldn't be bothered to put the seat back down. That's just, come on. I mean, be considerate. And then a corollary to that. You've lifted the seat. Good for you. You've stood there and done your business. Yay. Now, wipe the rim of the toilet bowl. Seriously. This is where it makes sense to grab, when you get done, when you're done and everything's put away, that you grab some toilet paper and just do a quick wipe of the rim of the toilet before you put the seat back down. Because again, you still have all of those other potential splatter kind of issues. They're now on the rim of the toilet, which is better than on the seat of the toilet. Absolutely better than on the seat of the toilet, but they're still there. So be courteous, be considerate. Just pause for a moment, grab some toilet paper, do a quick wipe, and then flush the toilet. That's all it takes. Just quick little wipe and flush, put the seat back down, leave the room. Ta-da, ta-da, happy, yay. See, it doesn't take that much effort. Now, let's talk about flushing. See, to me, this seems like one of the most basic parts of it. I mean, all this other stuff that we talked about, the change of the toilet paper and the seat down and the considerate, things. That's all really great stuff. But flushing is a basic part of it. You went there to do something and then you flush it so that what you did goes away. That's basic. That's basic toilet 101. And yet I am amazed at how many people, how many guys who don't. And I should pause and at this point say it's possible that some women have trouble with these things too. I don't know, because aside from maybe at a residence where there's a bathroom being used by everybody, I would never I would never know. So again, I'm focusing on the guys. This is just for the guys. So this is the part where I say, guys, I don't want to hear you whining and complaining, well, women do this stuff too. Okay, maybe they do. I don't know that, but I do know what we do as guys. So that's what we're talking about today. Anyway, flushing, basic, do it. You've done your business, flush it away. Nobody else needs to see that. Nobody else needs to see that. And I don't care if it's a standard sit-down commode kind of bathroom thing, or if it's the wall-mounted urinal. It doesn't matter. You've done your business. Flush it. Flush it. Flush it. Flush it. Flush it. Let me emphasize. Flush it. Now there are situations like I have in my house. I have a full bathroom with toilet on all three floors. The finished basement, the main floor, and the upstairs. My main floor one has a little bit of it's a little psychotic. You gotta hold the handle down and keep it held down until all the flushing motion, till everything drains out of the bowl before letting up. Otherwise, it may not finish the cycle. And so there is a possibility that a guest using the toilet on my main floor might unintentionally fail to flush. Even though they tried, because they weren't aware, because they just thought, hit the handle, leave the room, and they don't wait to make sure everything has finished. So in that instance, okay, I give you a pass, understand that. But that's not the case in most places. And like when I'm at work, again, I'm not meaning to be gross, but this has happened to me at work. It's happened to me at Wells Fargo Arena. It's happened to me in places of business. It's happened where I go into a men's room. I walk up to the wall-mounted urinal, and it's got urine right there, it's sitting in it. I mean, yes, gross, very, very gross. And as soon as I start doing my business, there's a potential of that splatter again from that scenario. I tell you, if I walk in it, I flush it. I flush it until that's gone. And sometimes I even flush it while I'm doing my business to keep from the splattering happening. But you don't need to know all of those kind of details. You get that for free. Again, fortunately, it's only the guys listening now. But here's the thing that I'm really trying to get across. You're not an animal. I know some people may think you are, but you're not an animal. Show common courtesy and decency. Do your business, flush, make sure it flushes. And you know what? Sometimes if it's if the toilet doesn't quite handle it, sometimes it's worth a second or even a third flush to make sure that everything related to what you've done is gone. Be considerate of the next person. Nobody wants to walk in, look down, and see what you left behind. I'm sorry, but it is not a work of art. Don't even go there. So make sure you flush, please. Oh, and then yeah, that you know what? I'm gonna. We'll stop there. I could go on. There are other things too. I guess one other one that I will throw in is, guys, when you're doing the wall-mounted urinal, stand as close to it as you can, because remember that whole thing I was talking about before about what could happen with the residual dribble on the toilet seat when you're done. It happens not only on the urinal, but yes, if there's any of you women listening who did not turn away, it happens then on the floor in front of the urinal. And speaking for myself, I don't really appreciate walking into a bathroom, walking up to a urinal and realizing I have to stand in that in order to get to the urinal. That doesn't excite me very much. No. That seems just very wrong. In fact, and again, sorry, I'm not trying to gross anybody out, but literally, there have been times I've walked into a bathroom and I have seen so much of that on the floor in front of the urinal that I will go to a bathroom stall, I will grab a bunch of toilet paper from the bathroom stall, bring it back, and put it on the floor in front of the urinal. Seriously, I've done this. You say, well, why didn't you just use the urinal? Or why didn't you just use the toilet if you walked in there? I could have, but again, I'm trying to be courteous. I'm trying to be nice to other people who are going to come in, because I didn't like walking into that. They're not going to like walking into it either. And so I'm trying to do a nice thing. Now, granted, somebody has to come in and pick up that toilet paper, because I don't hang around to pick it up and flush it. Okay, you can criticize me for leaving that in, but I figure anyone who's going in to clean a bathroom that sees toilet paper on the floor, I hope they're not grabbing it with their bare hands, because, I mean, come on. But anyway, that pretty much then wraps up all of my complaints, all of my frustrations about men and their bathroom use. So that will wrap up this episode. That handles my bathroom talk for men. So that hopefully somebody will see this and will identify that there are some things you're doing that you shouldn't be doing, and you'll change your ways. Trust me, the rest of us greatly appreciate you. All right. Time for me to get off to work. I got so much going on, and I'm actually excited about all the work that I'm doing, because I love my job, and I want to get going to it and not be late. So with that, I will see you next time. From my front porch.